This is clearly a lesson. When God gives you a vision, and nobody else can see it but you, and a few, He'll allow other few to see it. But you got to embrace the vision. And this is an example of embracing His vision. Not about Alvin Brown, not about Democrat, not about Republican, not about Independent, but the vision was about Jacksonville. And so you all are to be commended for all your hard work, the long hours, all the naysayers. Who's Alvin Brown? Is he qualified? What is he doing? I know you heard it all. And that's part of the process. Part of the process. And we all know there were a lot of people who said they were with us, but they weren't. God had a way of dealing with that too. I just believe when He gives you a vision, nobody can see it. You got to see it and embrace it. And because you did that, our great city will never be the same. I want to thank my best friend in the world back there, my wife, Cynthia. My two boys, Joshua and Jordan, where are they? Josh and Jordan. I want to thank all the staff. Raise your hand, all the staff, the Warriors, yeah, all the staff. All the volunteers, raise your hand, volunteers, yeah. This is a part of the field operation, and I know, this is someone who epitomizes what real leadership is all about. Someone who trained me, trained Angela, trained Reggie Brown, trained Jacoby Pittman, he trains people for the CBC Institute, someone who knows field from top to bottom, crunch numbers, can target. Tom Picotti, my team. Cody, a lot of people, he's an unassuming guy.
Yes, he is.
But he provides training every year for Congressional Black Caucus members who send people up to prepare you to run a campaign or to run for office. And that's right. And so he came out of labor, Morehouse man.
Go tell it all today. We need to hear. Tell it, but we need to hear.
My good friend, I want to thank my good friend, Pastor Newman. Let's give him a hand. He's here. One of those guys who like to be behind the scene and give advice. He doesn't look for no credit or anything, but he's just a doer. But when I was this young man, we were just happened to be in D.C. together. I said, let's go to lunch. And we went to lunch outside of D.C. We went to Virginia. He said, let's go to Virginia. We're going to Virginia. We went to Cheesecake Factory. And, I said, man, here's what I'm thinking about. What you thinking about? What you want to do? And we started talking. He said, Al, let me tell you. It's in you. You know you want to run. You think about running. Let's get together at my church when we get back home. So I go, we connect at this church, met with him in his pastor's office. Yeah. Oh, it's going to be in the book.
Yeah. All right. Yes.
And he said, Alvin, tell him what you're thinking about. We talked about it. prayed about it, and he said, I just want you to know, Pastor, I'm asking Alvin to go out and do a listening tour, but I'm supporting him for mayor. Hey. My good friend, Senator Tony Hill, who was with me from day one, who did not do the Texas two-step on me. He didn't do that. Well, everybody, I've been telling everybody about that. Like, no, when somebody's with you, it's like you accept Jesus Christ or you don't.
All right, amen.
Do you believe in God or you don't? Senator Hill, it was all about, are you with me or you're not?
You're not.
Yes or no? No in between, no. He was with me and my family all the way. And I'm going to talk about him until the day I die, because he don't look for credit. That's not what this is about. That's not why I talk about it. I mention it because all these young people in here need to know what commitment and loyalty is all about.
Amen. All right.
They need to know your word is your bond.
Yes. Absolutely.
They need to know when a guy prays for you and texts you scriptures and tell you where to go. They need to know that you're going to need a friend one day.
Come on now.
And through all my ups and downs, said, don't worry about that one, don't worry about this one. You keep doing. He said, if you know why, the how will take care of itself.
Yes.
If you know why you're running, Brown.
That's right.
If you know why are you running, what do you believe in? Why are you running? Is it in your soul? What's your vision? If you know why, the how will take care of itself. How you get it? All these big names and all these movers and shakers and all like that, at the end of the day.
All right.
At the end of the day, when I needed to call someone, not just in Jacksonville, but he had me in Tallahassee with him, meeting with labor. That's right. Pick up the phone and call people, putting his name on me that he worked so hard for. Started on the dot. ILA. Served his country in the military. Became a state rep, now state senator. Put his name on me. I want young people to know when somebody puts their name on you, it's serious business. And so I'm very humbled and honored that he allowed me to use his name. And I know it caused him great pain early on. It sure did. Great pain. Yeah, because, let's not get it twisted now. We went against the establishment.
Yeah, that's right.
The road was easy. First round was rough.
Yes, it was.
Tough. So when someone, when they do that, and he knows I love him, we grew together. I grew to love him even more. And, he set the tone. And there was another man. It's interesting how God works. So he touched Tony Hill. So, and there were other elected officials, who were there. But I'm talking about like in the like if somebody called him, he would say, "Don't waste your time with me. I'm with Alvin Brown." Others would say, "Well, he's a good. It would be good if Brown. I could live with Brown or this person." He didn't do that. He did not do that. He didn't say either or. I'm with Alvin, but I can live with. He did not do that. But I say this because it's important for you all to know what bridge brought you over.
Amen.
Right? I mean, he did it from the bottom of his heart, and it's important to know that because as we move forward, there are a lot of good things going to happen. You'll hear a lot of things.
Amen.
Who's on first base? Who's on second? You know, all that thing, oh, Al left me out. Wonder what's going on. None of that stuff's going to happen. Look, I'm not changing. If I worked for the President of the United States, traveled on Air Force One and Two, had my own staff, $4 billion, which is bigger than the city, I'm still the same guy.
There you go.
Working for the president. And so, you know, I mean, for me, I'm not going to change, and God's not going to allow me to change.
That's right.
So you know, I want you to know this is, you know, the authenticity of a person. And we went through the storm.
Yeah, we did.
They threw everything at us.
Yes, they did.
But when the storm came, called that man right there. And my pastor. When the storm came. So there's a lot of things you all have no idea what went down. You don't have a clue. You just know live what you read. There are a lot of things you didn't see. And he was there. So it's important when people say, you know, I was with you. Great. A lot of people. I love it. Great. But I'm telling you, when the storm came, he was there.
All right.
Every step of the way. And that's important for each and every one of you. So you can support each other. No man can make it by himself.
That's right. That's right.
And so, you know, there was someone else that when we made it to the first round, his name is Peter Rowan, who didn't support anyone in the first round, who I met over and over again, met him at his house. You know, we talked about it. My wife and I met with him over to his friend's house. And at the end of the day, this God touched this man's heart and says, you know what, Alvin, I'm going to support you. I'm going to endorse you. I'm going to write a check for $150,000 on my own personal. And he did. And he raised $300,000. A Republican. Never supported a Democrat in his life. Now, that's nobody but Jesus. He did what Senator Hill did. Senator Hill took me as far as he can go. And he passed the baton. He said, okay. God said, here's what we need to do. And Peter epitomizes what leadership is all about, putting Jacksonville first. He made sure, and that was, we ran our campaign the whole time. And, you know, he did what Dr. King died for.
Come on now. Come on now.
That I'm judging Alvin Brown not on the color of his skin or Democratic Party, but the content of his character. That's what Peter did. And he didn't hide it. He brought 50 or 60 most powerful people in his home and made the case and challenged them to write checks. And then he called me immediately that night and told me what happened. And the words I'll never forget, he says, I wanted you to know that I told him that you were a treasure. You are a treasure in this city.
Wow.
And I'm going to do everything I can to help you. I don't know politics. I'm not a strategist. But I'm going to do everything I can. That's what he said. And I say that for a reason. We all have a role to play.
Yes.
In taking Jacksonville to the next level. We all have a role.
Yes.
And when we work together, we can achieve that goal.
That's right.
When we work together. It is serious business. People are losing their homes. They've lost their jobs. They're struggling out there. It's tough out here. And so I take this seriously. It's not a game. And I said my first priority is putting Jacksonville back to work.
Yes.
That's right. Finding jobs, making jobs happen. So focus on the poor. I don't care what they tell you. Jobs. He kept telling me that. Go tour the port. I studied that port. I'm poured out, man. I mean, you know, I didn't see it. I'm like, man, he's bugging me about this stupid old port. But he was right. I couldn't see it back then. Now, early on, I was like, man, study the port, all the reading and CSX reading in the port documents. I had Dr. Shaw from JU to pull all this stuff together. Secretary Slater came, and I was like, my goodness. Then it hit me. So once you started reading, it's like, wow, 65,000 jobs already. Average salary, $44,000 a year. $19 billion economic engine. I said, oh, Senator's right on this one. I'm gonna ride this baby. On this one. Yeah. But we all need each other. And so the whole issue is improving the quality of life. Public service is a noble thing. It's noble. Some people see it as politics, a game. Who's on first, who's on second? I'm bigger than you, I'm Trump. It's not about that. At the end of the day, did you make it better?
That's right.
People have jobs. We'll balance the budget. It's not going to be hard to do. We'll do that. But will you create opportunity for those who are hopeless, homeless, for those who are voiceless? Will you be an advocate for those who aren't well connected? Will you do that? See, and you know the good thing, I feel, Pastor Newman, the good thing is we're free.
Yes. Amen.
We're not beholden to anything. Right? We did it the old-fashioned. Old-fashioned.
Oh, glory.
And when the story is written,
All right.
we didn't start off with a Bentley on this campaign. We did not. My wife and I, we had all volunteers, didn't have a staff until the end of January. So it wasn't like, we were flush with cash and all. Like Pastor Landon Williams said, Brown, you're not going to have the money you need. You're not going to have all the resources, but you can do it. When he said that, I'm like, what is he talking about? Didn't know what he meant by that. Boy, it was a hard lesson. Painful lesson. But you know what? You know how we do. We can do more with less. When you really think about it, some people spend $50 a vote, $30 a vote, $20 a vote, whatever. We spent $3.16 a vote. And you can't even buy a Happy Meal with that. So we took 2 fish, 5 loaves of bread. That's what we did. And my brother, because he's my brother, he got 2 nephews he got to buy some shoes for. My brother Hill said, stay in the base. Don't let them fool you. Go all around town, but let's focus on the field. And that's why I love Tom Bacote. Marcus and Pew. Marcus and Pew. Angela, Marcus, and Tom, when I saw them coming, I put my head down. Oh. They said, Alvin, you got to get on that phone and raise that money. But I'm so proud of all of y'all because of what you accomplished. Not for me. I'm just an instrument. And accept my calling. That's what I did. I accept the challenge. When God prepares you, see, you have to be prepared. Preparation means opportunity. And when you're prepared and you believe, and I believe within my soul I was doing the right thing. I woke up every day, and that's why I love my wife, because she said, you know, you got to do what you feel passionate about.
Yes.
And I can get up every day and fight for ordinary people.
Yes.
And, you know, so I want you all to know that, like I said, and it wasn't a slogan, wasn't, you know, it was pure in every sense of the word. That's why I got up every day and talked about what I believe in, because it came from the heart. We didn't have all those experts and, you know, speech writers, and we didn't have any of that stuff, you know, advanced people. And we had ordinary people. I talked to Pookie and them. That's right. Because you know what? They know what's happening out there.
That's right.
Grandma, grandpa, auntie. Oh, now I dealt with the elites, but they weren't with us. They were not with us. Said you hadn't paid your dues. Nobody knows you. You can't win. Not your turn. Who are you? What have you done? What side of town you from? What high school you went to? Did your grandmother, you know, all that. You know what? God don't care about none of that. He want to know, are you willing to serve?
That's it. Yes.
And I always said, if he can take Alvin Brown, who was raised by two strong women,
Hello.
who never went to college, barely got out of school, raised 5 kids, worked 2 jobs, and instilled in me a sense of faith and hard work. If he could take me and the grandmother who taught me how to read, because I couldn't read at the level of the other kids, Pastor Newman, because their parents went to the best colleges and universities.